All right, wonderful. Let's go.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, we are just so excited and so very graced to have each and every one of you all here. This is a special call. It is just for my frontline leaders. It is my intention to not just duplicate myself, but to have you all in a position where you can do the greater works. So I just kind of came into this whole doTERRA thing just running, and I tried to extend, and I chose to extend the opportunity to everybody that would listen. And so now I'm getting a chance to learn more. I'm gaining more information every day, and that's why in our both of our groups, our leaders group as well as in our team group, I'm adding more information to you every day so that you can build. My intention is for each of you all to become so excited about oils and all the wonderful things that can be done that you start to take the reins yourself. And so I don't want to just keep feeding you all oil. I want you all to go and fish for oil and use fish oil and all of that type of stuff. So Kirsten and I were talking last week, and something that Spirit channeled through me was called Oil Reiki. So I'm writing the curriculum for Oil Reiki, and you all, my front line, you all will be the first ones that have the opportunity to actually take the Oil Reiki course. And then I want to make you all Oil Reiki masters so that you can then offer it to your team and then offer it to everyone that you have influence with. So that sets you apart. And one of the requirements on our consumer page, there is a certification to complete. And so as a part of becoming an Oil Reiki master, I would like you to complete that certification, which is under the consumer part of the EOE members website, as well as the doTERRA certification, which is at the bottom of the doTERRA website. That way you are thorough beyond belief. You have the paperwork behind you. People love to see paper. And paper doesn't make you excellent, great, or anything. It just says that you had the discipline to let somebody teach you and that you are a master student. So I'm very excited. This is a great opportunity. Kirsten is up on a Saturday morning at 6 a.m. her time just to teach you all this special class. So I'm going to turn this over to her. I'm so graced that she loved us enough to be able to impart this into us. And so I want you all to know today just how special you are. You now have the I Am app. And so Kirsten, I'm going to share that with you as well. It's a free app. They give you a 3-day trial, and then you can choose if you want to keep it for a year for $19.99. But 12 times a day, they send you out powerful I am affirmations. So whatever is going on in your life, they seem to just come right on time. Whenever I get crazy calls, I'm dealing with clients, all of that, I'll get that I am affirmation, and it's just like, whoa, because it shifts my mind back to who I am no matter what's going around. So Kirsten, we love you. We appreciate you. We are grateful for all that you have taught us, and we're completely open to what you're going to share today.
Beautiful. Thank you. I am grateful, and I am blessed, and I am abundant, and I am that because of who I have been connected to. First of all, being, of course, God and this opportunity. I want to share a story with you, actually, about a moment in my life that is very sacred to me and really altered the course of my entire life and actually brought me into alignment with the work that I get to do now. So before I do that, I did want to just acknowledge also our other sisters on here. I see Charisse. I see her name. I don't see her beautiful face, but I did want to just honor you. Thank you for being on with us as well. It's great to see that you're here and happy to see you. If you want to unmute, I think you can. Don't want to just talk over you. And also I see a lovely iPhone, but I'm not quite sure who our iPhone sister is.
It's Radine.
Radine! I was hoping it was you, but I wasn't sure. So,
yes, it's me.
hello, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Really, really good. Were you able to go to the retreat as well?
Yes, I did.
Oh, good.
Yes, it was wonderful.
Awesome, awesome. And how's work treating you?
Just been back working busy again.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, good. Well, I'm excited. I remember some of the conversation you and I had about, your goals and what you see for your future. So anyway, I'm really happy to have you here and grateful to be on this journey with all of you. So again, thank you for being here and allowing me to share something that was a moment for me that was very critical. And I had, well, let me just take you back, okay? So there was a moment in my life about, let's see, almost 9 years ago. Actually, yeah, like 9 years ago. And I was pregnant with my third son. And so I had two little boys, ages 4 and 2, and then my next little boy was on the way, growing in my belly. And at that time, my husband was working and working very hard, and he had a business, and that business, actually, we were targeted by some people that decided they didn't like us, just decided, just didn't like what we were doing, didn't like, how successful we were or whatever. And it turned out that we were targeted even by the government. And we were taken all the way down. I call that my moment of getting cut down. So we lost everything. We were actually sued by the FTC, and were treated not criminal, but basically just wanted everything we had. So I lost everything: my car, my house, my ability to pay for food and diapers and milk, and everything for my children was taken away from me. I felt really at this, as you can imagine, this incredible pain and confusion and anger. And it was honestly I hope that it's the worst thing that ever happens to me in my life. I wouldn't wish that on anybody ever. And so during this time, we actually had to move out of state, and we moved in with my husband's parents, which I am very grateful that we had family to go to, of course. And I feel so incredibly, and grateful for my mother-in-law and the way she welcomed me and my three children at that time into her home. But nobody really wants to do that, at the age of 30, like, like just starting over, and so it was a time, again, very, very, walking on pins and needles. People ask me, how did you get through that? And I'm like, I cried in my closet every single day, just praying to God, like, please, this cannot be real. This cannot be how my life is going to be forever. And there was actually a few women who came to me, who had been using essential oils and building a doTERRA business. And for me, I didn't even really consider that doTERRA could be an option for me, like as a business, and here I am, this young mom at home with three kids. I'm like, I'm not a business owner. Like, what is this, and now looking back 9 years later, I feel God just going, oh yeah, I know you're not, I know who you are, I just trust me, and I'm just like, okay, So I had been using the essential oils and the different, products and vitamins and skincare and all that great stuff. I'd been using the products and loving it. So I felt like it was an authentic share for me. I wasn't just going to go sell something I didn't believe in, right? But in this moment, when I was at my mother-in-law's home, I got a call from this woman who, her name is Elise Shedevy, and she actually was living in Utah at the time, but she actually lives in the Czech Republic now, in Prague. Her husband is from Prague. So anyway, she called me and she said, Kirsten, I have been where you are right now. I know exactly what it feels like to have things taken from you and to have, really everything stripped away. And it's completely unfair. And I'm sorry that you're going through that. And I have wisdom that I want to impart on you. And I know that this wisdom will help your life. It will bless your family. And I will stay committed to you forever. until you ask me not to. And even then, I probably will still be committed to helping you. And I was like, I was amazed. I was very humbled that someone would call me and offer this lifeline, you know? And so I actually went down to her house, and she lived close to where my mother-in-law was living. And so I went over to her house, and she sat down with me, and we cried at her kitchen table together. And she really felt into my situation. She felt my desperation. I have a 4-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a brand new baby. And I'm just like, there was no money, there was no nothing. It was just me just seeking something, you know? And so she decided to help me. She decided to be my mentor and my sister. And she taught me how to create a life that is not only blessing the lives of other people and showing up in like the biggest way that I possibly can, but she also taught me how to build a business, like actual real life business, you know, with skills and structure and duplication and leadership. And she taught me what it meant to be a leader, a true sister leader. And for that, I am forever grateful, and I honor her for that. And so as I show up for you this morning, like Queen mentioned, you know, 6 a.m. or whatever time, it doesn't really matter. I want you to know that I show up with my heart open to you. Like, I really mean that what I will share with you has the opportunity, if you are in a space to receive it and accept it and want to do this, it'll change your life. It'll bring you into alignment with the most abundance, more abundance than you ever thought possible. And I believe that abundance is here for all of us to really grab hold of and use to become free, to become untethered from any opinion, any social, anything. And, you know, it's like free to live your life's purpose without having to make, you know, decisions about, you know, where to be and when to be there and all of that kind of thing, you know. That kind of abundance only comes when you create something that will pay you all day, all night. It's the only way to really create that full residual income stream that allows you to serve others with no strings attached, really, but just because you can and you want to. So that's the heart of my message today. That's why I share it with you, because what I will share with you is going to be business training. Like, I'm going to show you straight up, you're going to do this, you're going to do this, you're going to do this, you know, and you really, to get the full effect of what I'm going to teach you, you must be consistent. It's part of it, right? And so this wisdom that I have, I feel very honored to impart it into your life. And I hope it means something to you. It's very simple, but it is tried and true. It is exactly how I pulled myself and my family out of living in my mother-in-law's basement and became the leader of my family, which was an interesting transition. I was, you know, originally my husband and I are partnered together now, but there was definitely a moment in our marriage and in our union that I became the breadwinner. I became the one that was like, all right, you know, this is what we're going to do, when we're going to do it, how we're going to do it, you know. And that was an interesting transition for me. And I was able to, again, have the confidence to be able to do that financially, because of what I have learned here today. So I guess what I feel to do is maybe to just open up, like, I love more of a discussion. This is such an important discussion. So if any of you have comments, in fact, Queen, I'll just turn it to you just for a moment, just to kind of, you know, if you have any thoughts that relate to where these beautiful women are at, and the journey that we're about to take together. Maybe I'll ask you for that.
Absolutely. Well, first, Kirsten, I'm trying not to cry because, you know, I'm not really a crier chick, but thank you, because I know we had kind of touched on your journey, but thank you for trusting the God in me with my girls and for sharing your testimony, which you did not have to share openly with them. That means everything. That is an honor. And anybody can Google your name and see just how successful you are. So for you to make the choice to be that transparent with us, that speaks volumes to me about who you are and how you're willing to just open yourself up to spirit. So I first want to honor that and thank you for that. And thank you for going through that experience so that we don't have to. It's Deep, one of my greatest mentors. She's been divorced 3 times. And so she said, I went through 3 divorces, so you don't have to. So thank you for even allowing us to glean from the wisdom that you have. I love it every time I talk to you, every time I talk to my leaders, because the oil Reiki came through me and you just talking. That was it. And spirit channeled through. And then when I was talking to Fatima, then healing your generational curses with essential or with the oils from the Bible that came through. So that's something else that I'm also going to train my leaders on. And as I've been here, Spirit has just been channeling different things, just like the healing the children with essential oils. All of that I want to lay at my leaders' feet so that they can take the ball and run with them. And so I'm Grace, that just like when the oil trickled down Aaron's beard, it trickled down to everybody that was in service to Aaron. And so we're in partnership, but we are actually taking that vision that you have and being able to go forward. So I'm over the moon. I have full confidence in each and every one of my leaders that they are going to show up first for themselves and then show up for their families and for everybody that is assigned to them, because we're each here with an assignment. So I'm excited and over the moon for these ladies, and we're open and we're here.
Beautiful. Thank you. Does anyone else have anything they want to say? No pressure, but if you feel called to speak, I'd love to hear from you.
I would just like to say, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I just want to say thank you also for sharing that story. That did mean a lot, and it really showed a transparency and how you can accomplish goals and dreams if you just have to believe and you have to do the work. No matter where you are in life, you know, there's always possibilities to do better. You just have to want it. And so thank you so much for that. I'm excited about the opportunities each and every day as I get more and more familiar with the oils. I'm just loving them, and I'm sharing them and getting other people excited about them. So I'm definitely looking forward to moving up and, you know, leading and taking the ring and going on and doing whatever we can to be successful as a team. I have a testimony just Saturday. I was driving with my youngest son who gets really car sick, and we were coming from out of town. No, this was the day before yesterday. This was Wednesday. And I said, oh my goodness, I forgot to bring his motion sickness medicine. But I made sure I packed my oils in the bag. And so I went in there, and it was my first time using the Digest Zen. And I said, okay, Kirsten said, okay, when her son got sick, she rubbed it on their belly. And then I put a little bit in his hand, as Queen taught us, to let him do the inhalations. And then after that, I said, okay, well, I'm going to put a couple of drops under your tongue. Well, within the 45 minutes, he was back to his bubbly, active self. So that was just a testament to me that, yes, that, you know, it really works. And I have so many others, you know, because I've been using different things. But that was really important because I know that I can take care of my children and I can, you know, help them feel better. So it was just another confirmation. So thank you all.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Awesome. Okay, so I love how, Queen, you said laying at your leader's feet. What a beautiful imagery. I love that so much. So what was laid at my feet in this moment, and when I was first starting my doTERRA journey as a business owner, was this very simple system that I'm about to lay at your feet. And so I'm going to share my screen with you. As always, all of you have been on, sorry, I gotta find this. All of you have been on a call with me where we have covered our wholesale customer section. As Queen mentioned in the beginning, on our wholesale customer section of eoemembers.com. That's our team website, right? Not doTERRA.com, but eoemembers.com is where you go to learn the Essential Oils Masterclass. This is the way that we have created essential oil education in a very simple and duplicatable way. And you're going to hear me say the words simple and duplicatable throughout the next few minutes as I share this training with you, because what I need you to understand is the secret in this type of business, which is network marketing or direct sales or whatever you want to call it. The secret is this: if it doesn't duplicate, it doesn't matter. Okay, that is the secret to all of my success, to everything that I have created. It must duplicate. And so I've learned this the hard way. I've learned a few of these lessons the hard way. I love that you said, you know, what the leader learns, I learned so you don't have to, right? Let me tell you what I've learned. Being a standout superstar, you know, amazing speaker, whatever, has actually served me very little in my doTERRA business. What serves my doTERRA business is me sharing essential oils in a way that somebody looks at me and says, oh, I could do that, right? If anyone you share with ever looks at you and is like, oh, wow, you know so much. Oh, I could never be you. I could never do what you do. Oh, that must have taken years and years of training, right? And we know that you have taken years of training. We know that you are amazing, robust, beautiful, like just charismatic leader. Okay, I'm not trying to take that away from you, but what I'm teaching you is you must be simple, because you want to duplicate simplicity into your organization. That is how you build depth into leadership. So you end up having, you know, people who are taking this knowledge that you are imparting to them and running with it, with or without you, actually. So the ego is out the window in this. It is actually not about you. It is not about me. It's not about Queen. It's about the team and each individual person having the simple knowledge that they can then impart to others without having to go through some crazy, you know, course that took 5 years to complete, or have a doctorate in essential oils, right? So on the blue side, you have the oil education that is simple. I'm gonna access it here for just a moment, just so we can be very clear. Oops, I clicked the wrong button, sorry. Okay, already a member, log into my account. So on the blue side, this is where we take our customers. This answers any question that any of your customers might have. There's a checklist about, you know, how to learn about your oils, how to customize your first order, and how to begin the oils masterclass right here. Step 3, okay? So, and then continuing education is an invitation to kind of move into your team Facebook group to learn more about what you guys are doing, right? So it's not to say that you aren't going to teach amazing lessons and creative, cute, fun ways to use oils and all of that, right? But the basics are already here, and there's a wisdom behind having it here, because let's just say you sign up one of your customers, and please forgive me if I don't remember this. Fatima, do you work in a salon?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I thought so. And then you had some ladies that were, okay. So let's say that you sign up one of your ladies from the salon, and that lovely lady signs up her sister, and her sister lives in Texas. Okay. And her sister signs up a lady who lives in Kansas. Okay. So now all of a sudden you've got this woman that came through your salons, through the sister, through her friend in Kansas, right? So this is somebody that's on your fourth level. And this woman, like, she wants to do the business. She's like all about it. She's so excited. And it's basically you're starting your essential oil franchise in Kansas. You know what I mean? And you need this woman to know what to do and how to do it, right? That's why we have EOE members, okay? Because it really should be simple enough that you can just send somebody an email and say, go here, here's your checklist, get started, let me know what questions you have. Does that make sense? So it's like an onboarding recipe that must be simple. So your first job at this point, if you have not gone through the Oils Masterclass, is definitely to go here and make sure that you are a wholesale customer for real, you know, so that you can genuinely bring people through the wholesale customer section. So when I enroll a new customer, I always set up a call with them. And I did this with each of you. Queen and I were partnered on this, right? Because Queen was just like getting going so fast. I'm like, hey, we're just going to do this together, right? But the idea is that when you enroll a new customer, you actually do bring them to the wholesale customer side and do a wellness consult with them, right? So you show them how to begin their wellness journey, how to get a book, how to search from A to Z, all these things that I showed you before. This is some of the beginning work of helping somebody become familiar with and become their own essential oil expert. That's what EOE stands for, by the way, essential oil expert. So anyway, that's the blue side. That's not the bulk of our training today, but I did want to just make sure I shared that with you as a reminder of what to do when you have a new customer who begins their wellness journey. Okay. Now back out here, what I want to talk to you about for the rest of our time today is the business training. Now, when I told you about my mentor, Elise, and how she invited me into her home and taught me how to build a business that would create absolute freedom and abundance in my life, what she taught me was the daily mentor calls. Okay. So on this side, and maybe some of you have taken some time to kind of go through here. I call this the purple side. What you'll notice is it's similar to the blue side. There's just a lot more here, right? So in the top, we have our welcome to our community, which is, you know, just a quick video and kind of asking yourself, you know, which type of member are you? And I know that you are the type of wellness advocate who really wants to build a business, right? And so I provide a checklist for you, just so you're like, you know, if you ever kind of I feel like checklists are good. I like checklists. Here you have the welcome email template and checklist when you enroll a new customer or a new wellness advocate. So we have welcome email templates. And if you want to just send them a checklist without having them go to this website yet, if it's kind of like too soon and you're not, you know, ready to have them log into EOE members, you can just send them this checklist, EOE members checklist. And this is for an advocate. That's if somebody wants to do the business with you and share essential oils intentionally, right? And if they're just a customer, then you would share this checklist with them, and it helps them to kind of get started and know what to do with their box of oils they just received. Okay, so we provide those links for you. And anyway, so this is the Wellness Advocate checklist. You can go through these sections A, B, and C on your own time. It's not the main point of our training today, but I do encourage you to go through. A is the wholesale customers. We actually duplicate everything on the blue side in the purple side. So you don't have to go to the blue side because it's right there, but you can see why I have them separated just to make sure, because our wellness customers don't want to go to the wellness advocate side, right? So we don't want to show them too much information, but it is here for you on repeat. So section A is wholesale customers. Section B is becoming a wellness advocate. So again, imagine if you had this woman in Kansas who you have no idea who she is, and like, you know, the woman in your salon doesn't want to do the business, and the woman that she shared with in Texas doesn't want to do the business, in our example, right? But you've got this woman, this third level in Kansas, who's like, teach me everything, you know? And so that falls on you, like, to be the one. You're like, yeah, I'll absolutely take care of you. I'll show you everything you need to know about the business. Well, you would show them this become a wellness advocate section, right? And there's ready to, you know, there's just wonderful ways to share a sample, share a page about oils, and share our community, right? We have pages about essential oils. You could just quickly just text over a link about essential oils to somebody. You could text over an entire essential oil education class that I have taught and recorded for you. So if you're like, oh, I just went to the most amazing class, would you like to watch a recording of the class? There you go. I've already given you the link for that. And if they need to learn more about sharing the business and they want to like kind of give a quick message about the business, there's a link right here. Just all you got to do is just share that link. eoemembers.com/why, which is, why are we doing this? You know, so it gives a wonderful web page that's already created for you that you just share. Okay, so there's some great videos here. It helps anybody understand how to share. Okay, then we go through, this is just getting set up, right? Setting up your LRP, setting up your website, setting up your direct deposit, kind of some of those housekeeping items, how to earn money, how to get your first enrollment, some back office basics, teaching you kind of how to navigate in your little doTERRA back office, okay? And so that's just some of those like housekeeping item questions you'll definitely want to know to become a wellness advocate, okay? And then you have launching your business. And I won't, again, I'm not going to go through too many of these, but I do want to remind you this one right here, compensation and ranks. So this shows us, this is kind of small, I apologize. When you get on your own screen, it'll be bigger for you, but this shows us kind of where we're going, right? And these are the ranks. These are the possibilities of what you can create in your doTERRA business. So we start here at the first one, which is elite, and we go all the way up to presidential diamond. Now, there's something very important to understand about the rank of elite, and I'll go right here, okay? This is elite. We kind of break it down. So in the training that I'm going to share with you, I will teach you how to build to elite. Now, elite means that you have an overall volume in sales in your team of at least 3,000 points. It's about $3,000, but you know, just give or take about 3,000 points. Okay. Now, to achieve the rank of elite, these are approximate numbers, right? But you could enroll about 15 people, and that could be customers or business partners or whatever combination of people you want. And that would earn you approximately $357 a month. Okay, now that could be higher, that could be lower. I'm just kind of giving you some ideas of like how to start. Now, $357 a month is probably not something to call home about and get, you know, jump up and down, but it is a business, understand. It is a business that actually has already paid for itself. So I am teaching you how to be a business owner, right? So to be profitable in your first month or your first few months of doing this is actually quite exciting. And there's so many more possibilities. Now, here's what I want you to understand about elite. The reason why I teach you how to build elite is because every other rank in doTERRA is built upon elite. So the only thing you really need to know is how to hit elite, because once you hit elite, then you can teach 3 others to hit elite, right? I'm going to skip over Premier for the purpose of my, Premier is like a stepping stone on the way to the next rank. Okay, so just stay with me here. The next rank, once you hit elite, then you can lead others to hit elite as well. And when you lead 3 people to elite, you are the rank of silver. Do you see how your paycheck jumps at silver? You start at $357 approximately, again, And at silver, when you've led 3 people, you've jumped all the way up to close to 2,000. Now understand that these are average amounts. Okay. So the first time you hit silver, it may be less than that, right? You're still building your residual. You're still building maybe your power of 3 and a few other bonuses. Okay. But that is what's possible. And that is the average amount that a silver leader makes in doTERRA each month. Okay. Now, other leadership ranks, you'll notice that after silver, you've got gold, but platinum, I'm just staying with the silver ranks. Platinum means that you lead 3 people to silver, which also means that you lead 9 people to elite, right? So you can see why we're building on the rank of elite. Once you hit elite, you lead 3 to elite, and then you lead 3 to silver. And that's how you build all the way to Presidential Diamond. Presidential Diamond, the top rank in the company, is 6 platinums. So what that actually means is it's 54 elites. And so when I concentrate in my business, even today as a Presidential Diamond, I'm of course taking care of my platinums. You know, my platinums actually are all diamonds now. So I actually helped them jump. I'm not trying to keep anybody just at platinum. I'm like, let's all go to diamond if you want, right? And that's really my superpower, is to help people become at least a platinum or diamond rank. I feel like that's really where lives are changed, abundance is created. So between a platinum and a diamond, you're looking, you know, on average between $10,000 and $17,000 a month. And that's my goal. And I believe in that. I know that's possible. It's what I have created. And I have hundreds of diamonds on my team. So more than me being excited about my presidential, it's actually so much more about what you can impart into others and help them create wealth and abundance. And it is possible as we learn together how to build this business. So that is an important page. We've gone over some of the ways you get paid, but I encourage you to review them and really become familiar with that. But we've done that together a few times, I think, most of us. Okay, so that is A, B, and C for understanding the business, what to do, how to set it up. You know, we've really built the framework of a powerful business. And so what we'll do next together is become consistent at the activities for building our businesses. So in the time, like I mentioned, I'm going to take you back to the moment when I was sitting in my mentor's living room, actually at her dining room table. And she showed me what I was going to do in order to build this massive business, or at least get my family out of my mother-in-law's basement, right? And she asked me, first of all, what I wanted to create. Now, when we lost everything in our business, we were living in Las Vegas. That's actually where all 5 of my children were born. It's where I met my husband, and we lived in a suburb. I didn't live on the Strip. Okay, I wasn't going to the Bellagio every night, but I lived out in a lovely community in Las Vegas called Henderson, and I had a beautiful home there that I had, made my own. We had remodeled it and just really had saved and had this beautiful home. And that home was taken from me. I learned a lot about myself when something that was precious to me was taken from me. And my entire why in this business, in the beginning anyway, and I'll admit it was solely to get, well, first of all, out of my mother-in-law's basement, but more importantly, back to that home in Las Vegas. I didn't want any other. I felt like you had just spanked me and taken away my birthday and taken away my house, and I wanted it back. And so my goal was to generate enough income with this business to get that house back. So when you start something like this, you must have a why that is very deep. It's purposeful. It means something to you, because being an entrepreneur is quite difficult. And some of you may know that, right? Like it requires consistency and grit and desire and vision, and all of these things will lead you to where you want to go. So when I show you the consistent action that you're going to take, it won't stick with you if you don't have a reason why. Okay. And so I keep weaving in the story of what happened, but I want to share with you what happened as I committed to the daily mentor calls, all parts 1 through 9 that I'm going to teach you. As I committed to do that, and as I committed to bring others on board to do the daily mentor calls and to become consistent as an entrepreneur and as a leader, I had this vision of getting my home back. And I knew that it was going to take about the rank of diamond to be able to do it, to be able to consistently, save enough money to get that, to be able to pay for that home, right? And so I set my sights on diamond. That was my goal. And within the first probably 3 months, I would say, I achieved the rank of silver. It took me about 90 days to do that. And I stayed there for, went to gold. I'm not remembering exactly, but within about a year was about gold. And then 2 years, almost to the day, it was August 21st when I was forced to leave my home in 2011, and August 20th of 2013, not only were we able to move back into our home, the exact home in Las Vegas, I had set my sights on diamond, and I actually moved back into that home as a blue diamond. So exceeded what I had initially set out to do. So that's this second highest rank right here in the company. So what that means, not only was it I was able to get back into my home and bring my family, of course, then I added a fourth boy to the mix. So understand, I was building this business as a mom at home, creating life and sustaining life. I got pregnant with my fourth boy, hit Blue Diamond, and moved back to Las Vegas, all in the same year. So it was a wild year. But what I did was I stayed consistent with the daily mentor calls and teaching others how to do the same. Okay, so I hope you're feeling into the wisdom and the simplicity of this duplicatable process. So let me introduce what Queen and I have determined we will be doing in our team. And I love when oil Reiki like channeled through her, I was just like, oh my gosh, that is so beautiful. It really, oil Reiki to me means that not only are we aligned in every aspect of our lives with our health, with our wisdom, with our spirituality, and also with our financial abundance. It's all there. There is nothing out of alignment. So this program, as we teach it to you, will really bring everything into alignment and bring you into your greatest power. So daily mentor calls, what we are going to do is actually start here at daily mentor call number 1. So you will have an assignment each week to listen to daily mentor calls and to come prepared to build your business. What we have decided as well is that because you will be building your business and listening to calls and doing different things, we will meet together every 2 weeks on Zoom. We were talking about Tuesdays. If that works for you guys, we can talk about a specific time in just a moment. But so that's my vision, is to have you all start with daily mentor call number 1, and probably refresh a little bit here on A, B, and C. Right? This is kind of a new thing, so I know that takes time. But your homework will be to listen to daily mentor call number 1, and to make sure that you have tools that you need, sampling tools, teaching tools, things like that. What I want you to see is that there is a workbook that goes along with the daily mentor calls, okay? And so you'll listen, it's right here, daily mentor call number 1. If you click on this daily mentor call number 1 preparation, there is a call. It's only 5 minutes and 57 seconds, okay? So we're not talking about hours of calls, it's a quick call. And we have this back to basics workbook that we'll be using. We actually have this in Spanish too. If any of you are Spanish speakers or no Spanish speakers, we have the whole thing in Espanol. But anyway, so you can download the book. You can also subscribe to receive the call through your Facebook Messenger if you want. That way you don't have to come back here all the time to get the next call, but that's up to you. And so you can see in the workbook, here's how it will be organized, okay? Now, this says the next 6 weeks, so that means because we're doing bi-weekly, we'll probably do that. We'll take 12 weeks together to do this, give you a little more time to practice, okay? But we'll start with effective sampling. Now, this is a business skill that has served me in not only my doTERRA business, but understanding the mentality, the psychology of starting something correctly, right? When you start the process correctly, everything else flows into place, and you're able to see if you have a kink or a gap in your flow. Let's say in your classes or in your wellness consults, you can relate it back to the initial contact that you made with somebody. Okay, so we're going to start with effective sampling, and then we move into effective inviting, meaning when you invite someone to take a look at your message, come to a class or take a look at the business or whatever it may be, you learn how to invite effectively. We don't want you wasting your time, right? And trust me, I've wasted a lot of time. I don't want you to waste your time. I want you to see the wisdom in inviting someone effectively, okay? I'm gonna teach you exactly how I teach essential oil classes. You've come to a few of my classes, right? I'm gonna show you the exact, we'll go through the scripts, we'll go through how to do it, when to say it, how, so that it rolls off your tongue. And then we'll teach you how to do wellness consults for doTERRA. Now, I understand that all of you are already healers, you're coaches, you're a nurse, you do all kinds of things to take care of people. And I love that, but remember, if it doesn't duplicate, it doesn't matter. So your goal is to become very simple, to follow the franchise instructions, so to speak, right? So that others look at you and say, oh, wow, that was really simple. I could do that. Right? And then we talk about continuing education. We teach you how to find business partners. We call them builders, building the business together, right? And then how to launch new builders as well. So we're teaching a duplicatable system throughout this workbook, okay? And the workbook corresponds with all of these different parts. So you can take the time to go through these, but we will go through daily mentor call number 1, preparation, download the workbook, and become familiar with A, B, and C, so that when we come back together, we will have a very poignant discussion about what it means to be prepared and what it means to start with oil Reiki. And I've asked Queen to, I'm going to be straightforward with you. These are the exact words I said to Queen. I'm like, Queen, you embody all of the parts of oil Reiki that I want to become like. I have so much to learn from you and all of you, really. What I bring to the table is a very structured, quite masculine approach to building this business. And I admit that, right? So what I'm going to bring to you is like the just direct masculine, this is what we're going to get done, this is how it's going to happen kind of a way. And what I'd love to invite Queen just to kind of finish up the purpose and the feeling and the way that Reiki ties into this business training. And then also, Queen, if you'd like to lead our discussion just into when we will be gathering together for the next 12 weeks, if Tuesday still works for you, and then we can discuss a time as well.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, thank you so much, Kirsten. I believe that they're excited to hear that there is such a thing as a 5-minute call, because when they go back and they listen to my calls, sometimes my calls are 2 hours, sometimes my calls are 5 hours. And so you know, they clean the house, they take a nap, go back to, you know, wake back up, and I'm still talking. And that's what it is to be on a playback fooling with Queen. So for you to say 5 minutes, it's like, wait a minute, oh my God, what does she mean? 5 minutes? Does that actually exist? So that's exciting. And so what I'd like to invite you ladies to do, since you've got 2 weeks to do it, we know that when you hear something the first time, you're only hearing 65% of what's being said. So since it's only 5 minutes, I'd like you all to go back and listen a few times, because you know every time you listen, you're hearing more. And especially on days where you've done spiritual work, you've been in your meditation, all of those things, and you've used your oils, you're even more wide open. And since there is a workbook that goes with this, that's going to be wonderful too. This is going to be one of the ways that you open your third eye and that you open your crown chakra. Because each person that you talk to, everybody learns in a different manner. And so you don't want to have to try to figure out what type of learner they are. You want to be able to connect with them. And so as you continue to do your calls and everything, Spirit begins to download to you about each person that's assigned to you. And it just makes it easy. So you'll literally go around people. Fatima, when you're in your office, in your salon, you'll know which customers are, that's going to be one of my oil customers. That's going to be a wholesale customer. That's going to be one of the people that joins my team. This is a perfect time because so many people have lost jobs and they're almost at a point of, I don't know what to do and ain't nobody hiring. Hey, doTERRA is always creating financial opportunities. So if anybody confides in you, especially because I know when I had Day Spas, I knew everybody's business, and I was like, oh my goodness. So when they confide into you that they're having financial challenges, you just heard what Kirsten experienced, then that's an opportunity. And instead of in your mind, well, I don't know if doTERRA is a good match for them. No, offer them the opportunity and then let Spirit minister to them. Cherie, same thing with you. When you're working with a lot of your people, I know people are being laid off where you are and all of that. And also, Radine, I know that you had to go back to work, but some of the nurses are burnt out now. They want to be able to stop working all this overtime and all these third shifts, and they want the opportunity to say, hey, I need a break and I still need the money. So as you continue to go back and listen to call number 1, keep going back through your workbook and reworking number 1. So after you answer the questions and all of that, go back and ask the ancestors, hey, is there anything I missed? How can I apply this to my life? You know that we are working on the root chakra. Well, we've finished the root chakra. So you all have had your root chakra training. All of this goes into root chakra, and it's going to transition into solar plexus. Solar plexus is your will. That's your determination. That's the seat of your determination. So it's cool that you got a box of oils, but you got to tap into your will and your determination that not only am I going to have these oils, I'm going to use them for myself. I'm going to share the information on my page. And it's not just going to be a post. I'm going to get over any intimidation, any fear, any feelings of inadequacy. And now I'm tapping into my solar plexus chakra. I'm going to put a yellow flower in my head. I'm going to drink some yellow juice. I'm going to do something that's yellow and have some yellow flowers out, burn a yellow candle. And I'm going to do these Facebook Lives about these oils. Because it's great to read a post, but when you actually hear my voice, you connect with me and you click on that link. So that's how we're tying the chakras in. That's how we're also going to tie the Reiki in. So it's going to be a beautiful opportunity for you. Tuesdays, I believe, because it's a lighter day for you at the salon, Fatima, and I know that Tuesdays at one point was more available for you, Cherise, and I know that Radine is working like crazy on the weekends. If we do Tuesdays, what is better for you? Now, of course, Kirsten is not going to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, so it's just not going to happen. So the earliest she can start is 12 noon. Right, yeah, it's just not going to happen. So the earliest she can start is 12 noon our time. and probably the latest is going to be maybe 9 or 10 our time. So with that, tell me what that looks like that we can do on a consistent basis so that you'll be able to then come to the table, be fully present, and build this empire.
For me, 8 o'clock in the evening, since I work like almost every day. So 8 o'clock on
Sure.
a Tuesday would work better for me.
Okay, this is Radine. I thought you got off,
Yes,
baby. I'm
it's
sorry.
me.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
I'm commuting and my phone keeps going off and
Ah,
off,
I got you, love.
you know,
Nope,
line.
I got
So
you.
yeah.
I got you. Okay. So that's Radine. Does 8 o'clock on Tuesdays work for you, Sharice and Fatima?
Yes, Tuesday at
Yes.
8 p.m. is perfect.
Beautiful,
Same.
beautiful. And that's good too, Fatima. Okay, great. Because that way you've had a chance to do what you need to do. And see, this is a part of self-love and self-care. And you know that I teach you all self first, but not self only. So every time you listen to those calls, you take all that information first into you. So you eat it, you digest it, you take it for you. Listen the second time, get the rest of it. Then ask Spirit to show me how to take this, be able to apply it, make it duplicatable so that everybody I talk to then becomes a potential customer and a potential wellness advocate. I don't use my mind and say, oh no, not that person, because I am simply the conduit of offering the opportunity. That's my job. It's not my job to say who's going to be what. It is my job to place them in the right place after they make the correct decision, and to be a conduit of information to help them to duplicate it and do the same thing that I'm doing. So 8 o'clock on Tuesdays, Eastern Standard Time, every other week. So let's look at the date there. That is going to be, today is the 6th. So let's see, 1, 2, the 16th. Does that work for everybody? June 16th at 8 p.m.
I love that. I'm feeling the eights and all of that. Love it.
Yes, 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 yes.
Beautiful. That's a lot of eights. That's a lot.
It is.
Infinite
Mhm.
possibilities starting on that
Mhm.
thing. I feel that.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Okay. And Kirsten, I know that you have you got another call at 7, so
You know
we
what?
don't want
It
to.
actually is postponed, so I'm not in a
Oh,
hurry right
good. Wonderful,
now. Yes.
wonderful. Okay, great. So yeah, if we can do that on the 16th, that'll be perfect. Now, what I need each of you all to do is, when you come over here, now I'm going to feed you. Let's start there. I'm going to feed you, and you're going to roll around and be fat for just a few
I
moments.
want to come. Don't talk
I
about
know, right? Oh my gosh. I'm going to feed you. And then, because we're going to spend the day together on the 27th, we're going to spend the day together. One of the things that we're going to do is we're going to do a gratitude board. We're also going to do a doTERRA vision board, because we don't have the right to do a vision board until we've done the gratitude board for where we are now and for what we have. And so it's going to blow your mind what we're going to do. But one of the sections on there at the very top, you're going to put Blue Diamond up there, because that's what we're shooting for. All that other stuff is great. Woo, woo, yippee, yippee, ooh. But we want to go ahead and make it clear to the universe. Hey, universe, Blue Diamond is where we're going. And then once we all have gotten Blue Diamond, then we'll make another one. But I'm going to tell you everything that you need, because then you can take those vision boards and the gratitude board and put them on the walls in your house. And those walls become manifestation walls, because people with small minds have vision boards, and that's where it ends. When you take that vision board and you put it on a manifestation wall, you make it clear, this not only goes for me and this house, this goes for all the houses that I will own. This goes for the neighborhoods that I will own. These are the great things. This goes for everybody that I'm about to be an influencer for. So you start to open your mind way, way, way past anything you're seeing now. We're giving thanks, Most High. If I'm making only $300,000 right now a year, hey, thank you for that. but this will be the last year that I'm limited to only making $3,000 a year. I open my heart and my mind to $3,000 a month. And I'm open to the guidance of the universe so I can be in bed from 10 to 2 and I can get the channels to see who the people are that I need to connect with, as well as how to get through the 6 degrees of separation from the people that I already know and have influence over to the other set of people that I need to draw to me. One of the main things that's going to help each of you all is the Facebook Lives and the Instagram Lives that you will start to do about the oils that you already have. This is why what we're doing every week, we're spending a whole week marketing the same oil, showing all the different aspects of that one oil. In advertising, people have to see your ad 3 to 7 times before they move. I worked for McDonald's marketing department, designing billboards and the whole 9 yards. And McDonald's has to hit you 3 to 7 times. That's why you see their ads everywhere. And finally, even if you're opposed to McDonald's, a lot of times people give in because it is repetition. So if every week they turn around, doggone it, there goes Sharice again, talking about that same oil. Let me order this oil, so because she talking every day, she got something new to say about tea tree. I didn't even know tea tree was a real plant. I thought it was a tree. Now she's got a picture of a tea tree. She's talking about it. It made her healed, delivered, and set free. It cures diaper rash. Good Lord. And so it's like, I need that oil, because for 5 days straight, this chick has been talking about oil, and she's pretty. Every time she comes on, she's together. I told you, I don't attract ugly women. I just simply don't. And so I need each of you all to shake what your mama gave you. When you get ready to go on there and do your doTERRA lives, baby, I need you to beat your face, wrap that head or hook that hair up, and get on there. Don't go on there looking tired. No, you go on there looking like you run stuff. You go on there like you are a blue diamond. It is already manifested. And then it's like, what did she say? Okay, I need to look at her. You'll have men that order. I don't care if you're married or not. Men will order from you just because you're pretty. And so you take that check home to your husband. That's what you do. Like, baby, look what my pretty did. Look what it did. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's all I got to say.
Amen. Amen. Wonderful. Sisters, I look forward. Thank you for letting me be open and vulnerable with you. Thank you for letting me impart to you and collaborate. This group means everything to me. I want you to know that during the summer, I don't typically start new trainings. I don't typically start new calls. But this is I feel very called to do this with you and for you. So I hope you feel that, you feel my love, and looking forward to our 16th, our date on June 16th at 8 p.m. I will be there with bells on, and please make sure you have, workbook downloaded and all of that, ready to go. Listen to call number 1, refresh on A, B, and C on the website. Also, I mean, we didn't talk about this, but I'm sure you don't mind. I would encourage you to actually invite other people to the training. I mean, why, if we're going to be listening to daily mentor calls, why not have team members listening to daily mentor calls? That's how you're going to build your team, right? So if you need my help in inviting someone, one thing that's very valuable is to set up like a 3-way call. And I can share with individuals who you would like to share the business with, but you're new, right? And so maybe you're not quite sure yet. I would be happy to jump on a 3-way call or 3-way Zoom like this with each of you, with your individual potential business partners, and invite them to do the training with us so that together, like the whole train is leaving, you know what I mean? So I'm like, let's get as many people on the train as we possibly can, because we're not going to start over with call number 1 for a while, you know what I mean? So as many people as we can get on call number 1 and the training with us every other week, I think it would be amazing to really see how we start with, you know, the 5 of us, right? And see what we can create. So does that sound good?
The only concern that I have with that, Kirsten, is that I want to get my leaders really, really built up, and then they disseminate, like just like you're taking the time to teach it to us.
Yeah.
In my mind, I wanted to get them thorough enough to turn around and teach it to their team.
Okay.
And so if they're, and I mean, let me know if my mind is off, because this is what you do. If I got all of them on there, then what's the use of listening to a team leader? You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's kind of like what I'm thinking. If I have the team leaders and get them super thorough, then they can then be the ones that actually present this to their teams, and then they do these exact same things and duplicate it for their team. And in the meanwhile, they're building their people up. They're still doing recruitment and all of that, because what I don't want is the team people to get overwhelmed, because a lot of them are still trying to learn the oils itself.
Absolutely.
And so you see what I'm saying? So if now, oh my God, now I got to turn around and do the call, and I don't want them to get overwhelmed, because they'll get discouraged and then just leave the oil sitting. So if I take this special training here and I invest it in my leaders get thorough, and they turn around and they duplicate it, and it builds up their confidence as well.
Yeah, I hear you for sure. Let's maybe you and I can talk about that later, and we'll kind of go through that.
Okay.
Some of the ins and outs of what that might look like.
Okay.
So for now, we'll just keep it what we discussed, all of us together, and we'll go from there.
Awesome.
Yay.
All right, Kirsten, thank you.
All right,
Thank y'all. And ladies, I will be reaching out to you. I'll have the phone numbers and everything that I promised to you. I'm putting that together now so that you can reach out, connect with your team. And we're going to do wonderful. So thank you all for the opportunity. Thank you, Kirsten, for giving us this early morning blessing. It has been amazing.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Take care, everybody.
Okay.
Kirsten, I have
Did anybody have any
question.
questions? Okay.
I had one question. Kirsten, I had one young lady who really wanted to become a part of the team, but she had already joined to be a customer under someone else. And so what we did was we called doTERRA's customer service to see if they could, we could switch her over. And the guy, he was kind of new. He said that, he was going to go check and see what could be done. So he came back and he said that she would have to send in a letter stating why she wanted to switch teams and go to someone else, and then they would respond back, and then she could move forward that way. Is that the only way to do that?
When did she join?
It was back in, I think she'd been a member for like years, 2015, I believe, somewhere in there, 2016.
Okay, and has she been ordering like on a monthly basis since then?
Yeah, she's a regular customer. She loves the oils. And she just hasn't been doing it as a business, but I'm telling her she should be. I'm like, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. The only way for a customer like that to leave a team would be to send in that letter. That's the only way. The way that someone can transfer teams, there's really only 2 ways. One is that they do not order at all anything in any way from doTERRA on their own account for 6 months. And if they don't order for 6 months, they're considered, they still have an account, like you can use your account for a year, right? But they're considered inactive, and they can actually just send an email and just say, hey, I've been inactive for 6 months and I want to move over to this other team. So that's one way they can do it. And the other way is to send a letter. But what happens is that letter will have to be signed by 7 levels of her upline that's all in that commission structure, right? Because I mean, they do protect the integrity of, you know, your business. Like imagine if it was you and you had a customer that was on your 7th level or 6th level or whatever, and they wanted to leave, you would be kind of like, well, I mean, yeah, but like, it's not really how it works. You know what I mean? The culture of
Okay.
doTERRA is mostly to bloom where you're planted, they call it, right? But I do also
Mhm.
understand, I don't think that anybody should be forced, especially if they want to build a business. I feel like as an
Yeah.
entrepreneur, I want to build, you know, with an actual business partner that I resonate with. So in that case, I do understand, but they do have regulations in place to make sure that people just aren't like swapping teams kind of like at any time they want. So she'll have to send in the letter.
Yeah, she's going through the process. I was just wondering if there was a quicker way because she's so eager to be a part of our
To get
team.
going.
You know,
I know. I mean,
yes, like she is ready to go. And
yeah,
she's in such a good position too to help build our team. So I'm ready for her to go also.
yeah. You know, I'll be honest with you. In the past, I have seen people, you know, like sign up with a new account with like a different, you know, like their husband's name and all of that. You know, I mean, it is sneaky. It is definitely against, you know, if doTERRA catches it, they will make her move back. And if she did it, it would have to be like so separate. You know what I mean? Like email, address, phone number, credit card, nothing the same, you know? And I'm not advising you to do that because I think that there may be a more legal way to do it with doTERRA, but
Yeah.
you know, I get it. I've done that. I've done all the ways. I've been doing this for 10 years. So, I mean, it's a business and you have to kind of decide how you want to operate it. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, thank you. I just wanted to get some feedback from you all to see how to handle that.
Great question.
And Fatima, with that as well, what we're wanting to do and see, it's beautiful that this temptation came to you, because what we want to do is always know that if we show up in integrity, then the Creator is always going to open the door for us.
Yeah.
And anytime that we show up any other way, then it's asking us to ask ourselves the question, who are you really trusting? So allow her to go through those 7 levels. But in the meanwhile, there is nothing to stop you from inviting her, you know, to any of the trainings. Because you know what I'm saying? You can still work with her. She's not an official part yet. And then this is a great time for you.
Okay, so that's good to know, because she asked me, could I invite her to the group? And I told her I would have to talk to you about that. And, you know, I didn't know if she wasn't, you know, officially a member, if that would be okay. But you're saying it's okay now?
Yeah, right. Because we know that she's going through the process. You know what I'm saying? As long as we know she's going through the process, and then she, of course, would be a part of your team. So whatever your team, this is a good time to start to, you know, as you do your team meetings and all of those things, include her, because that's going to motivate her even more to get all of those signatures and to do everything the right way, because she'll appreciate it more because she had to work for it. So if she's gung-ho now, after she sees, because I can guarantee you, whoever she's attached to is not giving her what y'all are getting. I need you to really know, just even with the 2 teams I've given you all, ain't nobody else doing that type of stuff, not on our level. They're not doing it. And bringing in all Reiki and the spiritual part and all of that, it's not happening. So, and nobody that we're connected to. So with that, you want to be able to begin to impart with her. That'll motivate her even more. And you don't feel like you've stolen anything. You can leave with clean hands and feel really, really good.
I love that. I love that.
Exactly. Yeah.
So in the meantime, definitely have her cancel her order, because worst case scenario, if she can't, because again, she can ask for the 7 signatures, but the 7 people don't have to sign it. You know what I mean? They don't have to release it. It's not part of their contract with doTERRA to release customers from their organization, right? So in the worst case scenario, she would need to not order on her own account for 6 months. And you know, you might as well start the clock now, you know what I mean? Because 6 months is going to go by. And like, I love what Queen said. She's going to be a part of your training. She's going to want to be you know, and she can do a lot of the groundwork and she can learn everything. And, you know, if she wants to order, she can of course order through you, or, you know, you can use her order, whatever, that's fine. But yeah, I would have her, if she really wants to do that, have her not order even for June, so that
Okay.
she can start now. And that is
Thank you, ladies. That helped a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, because that let her go to your website and order, because of course that's going to keep building you up, and then the stuff goes directly to her until she's able to come over, so she's not missing anything. All of the promotions and everything each month, she's still getting all of the benefit, but now she'll be, so this makes her super motivated, and it makes her loyal, because that's some of the things we're going to work on too, is building loyalty. You don't want your people wanting to go somewhere else, because the grass looks greener. We got so much grass over here. We got a house on our grass. So yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Okay, sounds great.
Wonderful. Ladies, y'all have a great rest of your day. I love you. I have so many wonderful things planned for you. And just continue every day to check the Leaders Group, the Leaders Cauldron, because I'm adding new goodies to it every day. I've already put 2 of the oil ebooks in there for you. I want you to prosper and be in good health, even as your souls prosper, okay?
Thank you, Queen. We love you too.
Indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kirsten.
All right.
Have a great
Thank you,
day.
Kirsten. Indeed.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.